Guys and girls, it's Noah time! Hey, let's get crack-lacking! It's Noah time! Noah time!
Alright, so I'm going to start on the next part of finance, and this is called working with loans. Every one of you, I guarantee you, unless your family has money, will be in debt after high school. Okay? Because when you go to university and college, if your parents are not paying for your school, guess who pays for it? You do. Or a student loan.
What about those things you get?
It's called student loans.
Things you get as a baby.
I had a $30,000 student loan. Yep, I did. It took me 1 full year. I save every penny 1 full year.
You invested it, didn't you? That's what you told them.
I save every year. Because what it is, when you go to get out of high school, if you plan to go to UBC or SFU, it costs you per year around $6,000 right now per year. About the same thing. That's not including books. Books, books are roughly around $1,000 to $1,500, depending on what subject.
Thing now, like all the main textbooks, they put them on the internet.
Yeah, there's that. They're planning to do that soon. So, which is $1,500. Now, most degrees take about 4 years. So let's say 7,000 times 4, $28,000. But that's only for bachelors. If you plan to go to even more education, that's 1 more year, 2 more to become a teacher, a lawyer, doctor. That's either from anywhere from 2 years to even 5 more years. So doctors pay. My friend was a doctor, 10 years of schooling. It requires hands up. I'm gonna pause it for now. Let's not work, please. So now let's go through the thing. So when you borrow money, let's say you go spend a bunch of money, you need to borrow money from the bank. When you borrow money from the bank, they're gonna ask you for something called collateral. Now so here we go. When you borrow money from the bank, sometimes the bank asks you for something called collateral. Yeah, it's here. See where it says notes? Write this down. Oh, very nice. Collateral. So, does anyone want to know what collateral is, first of all? Something of value that is held as security. Yep. In case you don't pay back your money. In case you do not pay back. Most places, when your parents apply for a mortgage, I'm pretty sure they may have put your house down as collateral. So in other words, if something happens and your parents don't pay off your house, which happens in a lot of states, the bank has a right to repossess that house of yours that you're living in. Okay? And that's what actually happened in states when during that huge recession. Everyone borrowed money with their house. And the problem is when the market starts crashing, people can't pay off anymore. And people are getting fired, so the banks start repossessing all these houses. And as a result, you know how much a house right now in Vegas costs? $150,000. Vegas. $150,000. Here, what can you buy with $150,000? Nothing. So right now, Vegas, brand new house, 4 bedrooms with swimming pool, $150,000. In case you do not pay back. That's what a lot of Canadians are doing right now. They're actually buying and renting the whole thing out. Now, so let's say this. I'm going to give you an example. I've created an example of here, but before I teach you something more, see, if you borrow a loan, if you borrow money, the bank may ask you, write this down, may ask you to pay back in monthly payments. Okay. With interest, yep. with interest. Because it happens every single time. You borrow money, and the bank says, I want payment every month with interest. And if you miss 3 payments, normally the bank will start possessing your house, your car, and all the stuff. That's why people do not want to be late, because the bank has the right to possess your house if you're late, by 3 or more payments. So it says if you borrow money, the bank may ask you to pay. If an amortization table can be created to show monthly payments. Can be created to show monthly payments and balance. So if I were to pay every month, I have to have a record somewhere. And what they create is something called an amortization table, which is a table that shows how much you pay each month and what your balance is at the end of every month. I'm going to show you how to do this. So in your little worksheets, I'm going to load up a worksheet right now. And we're going to... Here we go. Naresh. And Nash, let's get cracking. Here we go. It says this. Lars borrowed $12,000 at 5% compounded monthly. Now, Lars can negotiate a regular loan payment of $350 at the end of each month until the loan is paid off. Create a table for the first 4 months. I'm going to show you how to create this table because on your exam, you got to create a table. So under my first column, I'm going to fill this in slowly. First column, you can write down month. Keep it simple. Put in month. Okay. Here will be payment. Because how much you pay. This is interest. Interest is a tricky one. Interest. So be careful about interest. Question? No, you fill in the whole table yourself. Yep. Principal paid. Always. Yep. Principal paid, yep. And this last one is called your balance. So here's my table. I'm going to show you how to do this amortization table. And if your parents have a loan, they have a table, I guarantee you. Every one of them has a table, except it's not on the computer. So I'm going to assume it's my 0 month, which I'm starting off. For now, we'll call it 0. Oh, to make some room, because it's going to be too hard to see. That's why. Now, skip a line. So my payment, well, I just started borrowing money. I have my balance at the end. So my balance right now is going to be $12,000. Think of your 0 month as you're starting. That's my balance. I borrowed $12,000. That's your balance. How much you owe the bank. So I didn't make any payments yet. So that's why this is blank. I didn't make any interest yet. That's why this is blank. Because that's my 0 month that I just started with. My first month, I made $350. Because I negotiated. It says, I'm going to give you $350 every single month until this is paid off. Now, here comes the tricky one. Interest is going to be tricky. So I'm going to highlight interest. I'm going to show you how this is done here. We're going to draw a little arrow down here. And there's going to be 2 ways to do interest. I'm going to show you the most common way you're used to working with. This is a compounded monthly question. See? Compounded monthly question. So right off the bat, we're going to use that formula. Harjaz, you got a good score on your test. What's the compound formula? A equals to? Whoa, what? What? Formula. P, open brackets, N to power of NT. So we're going to fill this in slowly. Okay, this is method 1. I'm going to show you an easier method in a second. But I want to show you how this is done in a second. Interest is how much you're going to pay the bank. That's because yep. So I'm going to show you slowly. So this will be 12,000 because that's my principal. Times 1 plus R over N. Well, I know my R is 0.05 over, Gurjo, what's N? 12 is correct. Here comes the tricky part. 12. If I'm only working with 1 month in a year, would you agree this is 1 over 12? Sorry? Because I want to know how much I'm paying for the first month. Only 1 month only. So the whole exponent becomes a 1. Because 12 times 1 over 12 just becomes a 1. So I can cross this whole entire thing out or erase it and put in a simple 1. Calculate. So it'll be just 1. So calculate how much you're paying right now. Grab your calculator out. What is your final value? Why is it 1? Because you know my formula is 12 times t, right? T is number of years. But if I'm only looking for a month, that 1 month is 1 over 12. So this is going to be 12,050. But I'm not looking for the total value that goes in this bracket right here. What I'm looking for is how much you pay in interest. 50 bucks, put in 50. See, that's called my interest. Now, principal. Nope. Principal is how much of this 350 actually goes towards your principal. So out of 350, $50 goes to the payment of your interest. So how much of it really goes to paying off your balance? Put in 300. That's what principal represents. Sorry, why did I write 12,000 to 50 here? 12,000 here. That's your initial balance. No, principal. What principal paid is how much of your. See, this is principal paid. Is the huge difference. Which means out of your payment. Yep. How much of it goes actually going to paying off your initial loan? So now, find out your new balance. 11,700 is correct. So in the first month, I have 11,700 bucks. That's left in my debt. I want you to do the second one, 2. How do you get 11,700? But I want to show you another way to do interest. Method 2.
Yeah, Mr. No, why would you do 11,050? 12,050 minus 350.
12,050?
Why would you balance to 1170? 11,700.
Are you talking about 11,700? Okay, here's why.
Because if you subtract 12,000
From 300. Because the reason why is you pay 350, right? Yeah. But 50 bucks of that actually goes to the bank. That's just for the bank's interest.
So you do the balance minus principal paid.
Yep. The reason why is, see, 350, but the bank keeps 50 bucks because you're paying off the interest. So really, that 300 bucks, that payment, you're only putting 300 bucks. That's the reason why. So that 300 bucks is called principal's paid. How much you actually paid down your principal. Now, here's another way to do interest. See, notice how we go 1 plus 0.05 or 12, then we subtract my thing. Instead of doing that, we can just do this. I, interest, equals to P, R. My T is just 1, I par T formula, but using the compound stuff, which is, T we know is just exactly what we have here, which is 12,000 times, instead of going 1 plus is just 0.05 over 12. The reason why we do this is because we don't have to subtract anything later. Punch in your calculator right now, 12,000 times 0.05 over 12, and you should get exactly 50. See? So here's another way of doing it, if you don't want to do any subtractions later on. Oh, whoa. 0.05 divided by 12. So this is another way of getting interest. There are two ways. You can either the classic compound formula way, and the only thing you gotta remember is subtract. Now, I want you to do month 2 on your own. I did month 1 for you. So month 2.
So now your principal will be 11,700.
Your new principal is 11,700. Yep. So I put in 350 now. Exact same thing. But the only thing that changes now, look, my new balance is $11,700. That's the interest now. So now I'm going to go back to the formula. So,
Would the interest always be the same?
no, interest is different because your balance is lower now. Okay. Well, what would you have? I hear 48.75. Let me just verify. 48.75 is correct. But if you're lost, I'm going to do it for you. I equals to, notice now my new balance, 11,700, times 0.05. Oop, I ran out of room.
Wouldn't it be the I would be R over N?
It is. R over N, that's why over 12. Sorry? It is simple interest, but I'm using it with the compound stuff, which is 0.05 divided by 12.
Is it 48.75?
48.75 is correct. So 48.75 is your interest. So which means how much of your 350 actually goes down to paying your debt? 301.25. And complete the next balance. Gurjo, you had a question? No? Okay, fill in your new balance now, which is 11,398.75. And this is the sort of thing your parents are actually doing every single day. When they actually have, if they have a mortgage, they have a table that shows them exactly how much of it goes to wherever. Do one more line on your own, and I'm going to walk around and to see if you need help. Yep. So for the next one, I'm on my 3rd month. 350. Right here. Adrius, what do you have for interest for the 3rd month? You didn't do it. Well, you don't have a calculator? Indra, what do you have for interest for the 3rd month? Did you do it?
47.
What do you have? 47.49. See, notice, if I keep paying every month, the interest gets smaller and smaller. That's the beauty of it. That's why people like to pay their mortgage on a monthly rate.
Would you have to do E and then R over T?
Yep, R over N. And I do the principal, same concept, 350 minus 47.49.
Would you be able to go after mortgage closer than you would plan?
You can put as much down as you want, but there's a minimum you have to put down for mortgages. On average, if you borrow $400,000, you have to put in a minimum of $2,000 a month, minimum.
No, let's say you're putting 350,
Yep,
right? Could you say, let's say you want to put in about 500 on the month, you can do that?
you could do that too.
So then your interest would go down.
Your interest would go down, and then your calculation would be exact same concept.
It's the same concept, just the payment will change.
That should be. Now, Damon, what's your principal going to be?
302.51.
302. Sorry, principal paid 30 what?
302.
302. Yep. 0.51. And what's your new balance? 96. Nope. I gotta erase this.
11,096.
Yep. Doo-doo. I should have made my box a bit bigger. 11,096.
Yeah,
0.24. So this is a chart. See, that actually tells you how much you're paying each month, where all your money is going. So when you say you pay $350 to the bank every month, that $350 doesn't really go to paying off your debt. A bit of it goes paying off your interest. And that's the reason why it takes people 25 years to pay off their house debt. And normally families, in other words, here's a sad story. You get out of school, you work, you borrow money from the government, you pay them in 25 years, and that's how you pay off all your debts. You retire. You don't actually get to enjoy a lot of things. So you work. So your whole entire life, you end up working to pay off the debt. That's how the story works. So yeah. So I'm in that boat right now too. It is for which one? Bank's house mortgage rate now is around 3%. So if I look at this right now, go turn to your next page, please. I actually created the whole table for you. Well, I didn't create it. The book did. Question. Sorry? You do. That's why they won't give to you. You can't buy houses. Yeah, if you have a credit card, you got to pay off every month. Or else if you don't, you have bad credit, and you will not. If you borrow $50 from the bank, they won't even give to you. Yep, I'll explain to you how that works in a second. So guys, this is your loan right here, or a more completed table. After 20 months of paying off, I have 5,700 something. Question is, how long will it take Lars to pay off the whole entire loan? No, look at your chart. Around 39 years is correct. See, after 38 years, you're at about, well, 30, I say around 38 years. Sorry, 30, not years, months. I'd say around 38 months. Because these are months, remember. So if you borrowed 12,000, it would take you roughly 3 years to pay it off. If you paid $350 every single month. And because once in 38 months, you're at 0.004, so it's about 38 months. 38 months. So period right here, this is how long?
Is that $25 above it?
This is your, which one?
Yeah, it was 37 months, that $25. Like, is that $373 and then $25 and then...
Wait, 373, which one? Last column? This one?
No, last row.
This one?
The balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that less than $1?
That's less than $1. So after 37 months, you have $25 left you owe. So on 38 months, you can just pay off whatever, and you're done. So after 37 months, you have $25 left you owe. So in the 38 months, you can pay off everything. Bam. And this is called your table. Question is, how much interest did you pay in total for that 3 years? And if we look at the chart, look at your chart right now. Notice if you add up every single number, I actually did this for you. What's your total interest? Right there. In 3 years, your total interest is $975. The bank made that much by loaning you $12,000. And here's a funny story. Where did the bank get $12,000 from? You. Every time you deposit money into the bank takes that money and loans it to someone else. They pay the bank keeps most of it, the bank gives you 0.4% in return. Bank gets 3%, bank gives you 0.4%. That's your interest rate for banks right now. And that's how banks make money. So this is total interest in 38 months. So that's why people try to pay off everything in time. That is called the amortization table. It's not that bad. It's just... Sorry? Same concept. When you finance a car, the company says, I'm going to lend you money. You pay me 5% interest if you promise to pay me back $500 every month. Exact same concept. So now, I'm going to get you to do this on your home and I'm working right now. It says, Trina borrowed $500 from her friend at 3% compounded monthly. She's planning to pay back $50 every month till her debt is paid off. I'm going to give you the rest of this period to create a table to show her entire payment and how much interest was paid in total. That's it. I'm going to give you you're going to use the whole next page. I give you actually a lot of room on the next page to do this. Idris, use the next page. I give you a whole room for that. You're going to create the whole table on your own. Oh, use a table. Next page. Rulers? Use a poor man ruler. Use your finger as poor man. Use the edge of your textbooks. Use whatever you want. Now, I'm going to give you the rest of the class to work on this. At 10:30, I'm going to hand back your exam, and there's part B and C.